The patch is finally here. This is not a dream. I know I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, so if I sound tired, it's because I just got out of bed. But we have a patch finally. I don't really know much about it yet. I only seen which Pokemon are getting nerfed, so I'm kind of going blindly into this with the changes, and I hope it's some very good changes, because Unite really needs some good changes right now. First, we have a Halloween event. Okay, sure, we don't care. Let's go here. Mewtwo Y. That's the first thing I like to see. Adjustment details. Future Sight and Recover have been nerfed. Mewtwo Y stats have also been reduced. We have a critical hit rate reduced from 5 to 10% to 0% from 5 to 15. 0% crit rate on basic attacks. Okay, wait, really? Alright. And then special attack 150 to 900 max to 150 and 810 max. So less per level as well. Okay, that is quite the heavy nerf already. Then we have a Future Sight, increase the damage dealt while this effect is active from 20 to 10%, and Future Sight from 30 to 15. Alright, I mean, sure, Future Sight is just nonsense. Like, it just does, I don't know why it does so much. Well, you know, I feel like they should still reduce the damage it does in general, but I guess those are some good starts. And then Recover, shield amount decreased, that is very good, 25%. Move speed decreased, also very, oh no, move speed also decreased from 20 to 10%, and then we have a Mega Gauge increase. Decrease by 50%. Okay. So a lot of things are happening in this. I mean, looks fine. I don't know if this will be enough for Mewtwo Y not to be a top tier Pokemon, but of course I have to try it myself. It's always impossible to just see from numbers if something is really changeable, but I think that's a good start. I still wish Recover didn't give like Mega Gauge at all. That would be nice. And if they would reduce, you know, the splash damage of Mewtwo Y's basic attacks. If that was gone, I would also be very happy. Or they kept the attack speed, right? The attack speed is still the same. They didn't change the attack speed whatsoever. So it has too much attack speed. But yeah, I mean, it's a good start. I hope this will be effective. But Side Strike is still the same, right? Side Strike didn't get changed. I mean, I guess Side Strike gets nerfed by special attack being lower. Teleport is the same. So we shall see. We're going to find out. Future Sight Recover, of course, was the #1 build that was, you know, destroying the game. We shall see if that's going to be enough. My next video today will probably be Mewtwo Y. The video after this one, I will try to see how it is after the nerfs. I will play it myself. I'm going to try to find out as fast as possible. Blaziken. Yes, we get some Blaziken's buff. We get more defense early game and more special defense early game. Late game it still seems to be the same. But early game at least we get a few more defense stats. And basic attacks will increase on a punch style. 10% more. Doesn't really do out too much. I feel like the attack speed is nothing we really care about too much. Unite move actually getting a 5-second, a 1-second cooldown reduce. Okay, that is huge. That is actually massive. Like a 1 second, this pretty much just means you have your moves up 1 second earlier every single time now. So if you rotate over and over again, right, into your moves, there are going to be so many more that you can spam. You got to get more move speed from 10 to 20%, and also more attack increase. Okay, those are pretty decent. They also didn't like, I would be careful with buffing Blaziken. You don't want to overbuff it because it has chance of being very strong very fast. But this seems very solid. And I think those buffs are, you know, I'm gonna for sure try Blaziken as well and hope finally that it feels good to play. Especially with Mewtwo Y being nerfed, hopefully Blaziken has a better chance. Finally some Urshifu nerfs as well. 100% deserved. We have stats, a bit more, like a bit less defense late game, and also the damage of Surging Strike reduced. Oh yes, thank you. Like Urshifu is still a top tier Pokemon. If you watch tournaments, you will see Urshifu being almost picked in every single game. It's one of the strongest Pokemons in tournament, and it deserves to be nerfed. So we have damage reduced by around 10 to 17%. I guess 10 early game, 17 late game, and then HP recovery from boost auto attacks also nerfed by 1 entire percent of its max HP. Alright, I like those. Pretty solid. Then we have Lapras. Oh no, Chris, Lapras is not OP. It doesn't have to be nerfed. Gudra's better. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna stop with this now. But yeah, we have Shell Armor, 5% less damage reduction. That's fine. Basic attack HP recovery from boost auto attacks, 1 entire percent of max HP. That's actually a lot. Like these nerfs, 1% it might not seem like a lot, but it adds up over the entire game by a good amount. And then Perish Song also damage reduced by 20%. I'm surprised they just don't nerf Lapras Unite move. Like Lapras Unite move is what makes it so insanely broken. Just make it a higher cooldown. It's so simple, right? Make Unite move just the 20 seconds more or something, and I think it would also be quite fine already. But yeah, those are some just decent nerfs to stop Lapras from hopefully being just an overpowered Pokemon. We shall see as well. I want to, of course, test all these nerfs as well. I'm curious about Urshifu, Lapras, to see how those nerfs are going to turn out. We have some Absol buffs. All right, so we have more attack damage, pretty much getting a free attack rate on late game. I mean, always going to be like 13, 14, 15. Going to see how much more attack damage is around there. But late game, you have more attack damage over the course of the game. Sucker Punch getting a 1 second cooldown, also quite nice. And the Unite move is getting a buff. Oh, the Unite move is getting a 25% buff on the gauge. I wonder how much that is. I have to always wait for Unite DB. I don't think their patch notes are out yet. Usually I go here and they will show us exactly the stats of every Pokemon, but they haven't done it yet, so we'll see how much it actually is. But the Unite move could be quite decent if it has a lower cooldown. Could also be quite scary. Psycho Cut Unite move is a good combo. So we'll see how that turns out. It's just gonna go from objective to objective. The Decidueye actually getting a buff. They're making the Rowlet. They're making Rowlet tankier. Sorry guys, it's my fault. I've been killing too many Rowlets. They're making Rowlets a bit tankier early game. And then we also have Knock Knock finally getting a deserved buff, because Knock Knock, in case you don't know, it has a cooldown that is ridiculous. A lot of people don't know this, but Knock Knock has a 150 second cooldown. 150 second. I'm just gonna show Lapras just to, you know, I'm not joking. Lapras has 89. And Lapras Unite is a billion times better as well. So, you know, it is 100% deserved that the Decidueye's Unite move is getting a buff. We'll see how much that turns out, you know, it turns out to be, but it is very good. Oh, Blissey is getting nerfs. That is funny. So Mewtwo Y made a Pokemon get nerfed that wasn't OP with this build. Helping Hand is getting a nerf, and Safeguard is also getting a nerf. That's actually quite funny. So a build that has been just mediocre for the last year now is getting a nerf because of a Pokemon that makes this build OP. That is quite funny. It's okay. I mean, yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of these kind of changes because it's not Blissey's fault, but in the end, I mean, yeah, I just like kept this attack speed, right? Like just make it not as OP. I don't know. Make the attack speed lower. Oh, I screwed on too far. So Blissey and Unite move is okay. The Unite move I like getting nerfed. I think Blissey's Unite move has been way too OP for way too long. I've said it before. The Blissey Unite move is too strong, and that's actually a good change. Leafeon is actually getting a nerf on the Unite move, damage reduced, and also energy increased. So it has a longer cooldown, and it does less damage. I think a longer cooldown would have been already enough. I'm not sure if they had to reduce the damage of it. I think a longer cooldown would have already done it pretty well, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. You know, Leafeon is still pretty strong and pretty annoying to play against, and the Unite spam is not healthy. We have, Mew is getting changes. Wait, Mew is Mew getting nerfed or buffed? From level 9 onward now receives HP equal to 12.5% of damage dealt. Mew is getting Life Spell Vamp. Basic attack, boost the basic attack's base damage increase by 10%. Damage increase each time the ball of energy flies a set distance. Okay. So the boost auto attack got a small nerf, but the basic attack damage got a buff, which probably evens out. Wait. Boost basic, okay, so the boosted basic attack damage. So the boost attack is getting a 10% buff in general, but then the longer it flies, the lower it gets. Like it doesn't do as much when it flies longer, but still kind of probably evens out. Solar Beam is getting a 1.5 second buff. Solar Beam plus. Cooldown reduction when move hits 0.7. Okay, but they're nerfing this. Alright. So they're buffing the baseline Solar Beam, and they're nerfing Solar Beam plus. Honestly, I think that's quite fair. I think that's not too bad. And then we have Light Screen also getting a 1 second buff to line up with Solar Beam to have the same cooldown since you use them together, right? But I mean, Solar Beam plus and make it lower anyways. But yeah, that's quite interesting. Okay. But like, that's still a big buff, right? I mean, that's still a huge buff. Because like, if you hit, you know, 5 Pokemon, that's, you know, still... I mean, that's just a Mew buff. Mew just straight up got buffed. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I've been not winning on Mew, but Mew is still a very strong Pokemon. But I mean, sure. So I guess Mew is going to be back to being one of the best tournament Pokemon, even though it already is. Snorlax, Flail is getting buffed. Wait, move speed increase to 10. Oh, okay, we're getting a Flame. Okay, quit Flay Snorlax. Back on the menu. Then we have Power Nap. We have Snorlax Unite move being buffed, which is 100% fair. I like that. Like, the Unite move feels so outdated. Deserves some buffs, that's good. Cramorant fixed the bug where additional damage was not dead by the boost auto attack after dive was used, so this was a very bad bug for Cramorant. So hopefully that's fixed now, and Talonflame also had a bad bug where Flame Charge plus didn't go across walls. So, I think, I mean, this patch hit a lot of things that had to be nerfed, like Mewtwo Y, Urshifu, Lapras. It didn't nerf Zacian. It did not nerf Inteleon, but Inteleon is not getting nerfed. I said this before because it's getting a Battle Pass, so they're not nerfing Inteleon for the Battle Pass, which, I mean, sucks, but it is what it is. At least they didn't buff it, right? We're missing, I feel like, some Greninja buffs, some Dragapult buffs, maybe a few Cinderace small buffs, you know? Wigglytuff. I feel like there's a lot of things they could just do to the game. We waited a long time for this patch. I'm still happy with it. I'm happy with it. But I feel like it could have just been a lot more, right? I would give it like a 7 out of 10 maybe. I feel like there's a lot of things, like if you look down here, they could have just received some small buffs, right? Dragapult I think is totally fine. Deserves a bit. Maybe Scissor deserves a small buff again. Like Sylveon. Sylveon's Unite move didn't get changed, which it should as well. So I feel like a lot of things they could just smallly buff a tiny bit, but I guess they just want to see how the game turns out now and then maybe make adjustments, so they're just being a bit careful. But I think overall this patch is quite nice, and I will be uploading, of course, videos today, probably about Mewtwo Y, maybe Blaziken, and what else do we try out? I guess Mew maybe. I'm going to try to, of course, all of these things, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this patch, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!